Welcome back to Malachi K's Minority Report. The goal is to review major news from the cannabis sector with some critical analysis, or a contrarian twist if you like. Today we will be reviewing news stories concerning Curaleaf, Tilray, Fire and Flower, Auxly, and CannTrust. Curaleaf is illegally selling unapproved products containing CBD online with unsubstantiated claims that the product treats cancer, Alzheimer's disease, opioid withdrawal, pain, and pet anxiety, among other conditions or diseases, the FDA wrote. Cura apologized, did the mea culpa, and promised to change all the labels, and boom, confidence and share price restored. The dip created a buying opportunity for Cura, as well as MJ ETFs like Hummus and USMJ, as they hit all-time lows on the news, as Cura was probably one of the larger holdings in both ETFs. Acquired boozy candy company Smith & St. Clair to develop CBD edibles. UK-based Smith & St. Clair infuses alcohol into food products to create boozy twists on sweet treats. The company sells alcoholic gummies and lollipops, edible fragrances, and tablets that transform a standard cocktail into a fizzy drink. Tilray will work with the company to create new CBD-infused edibles and distribute them in the US and Canada. The deal gives Tilray another way to develop novel cannabis products as companies try to differentiate themselves and attract new customers who might not want to smoke a joint. The 5-day chart for Tilray shows that any gains from this news was all given back. In other news, multinational convenience store operator Couche-Tard partners with retailer Fire and Flower. Couche-Tard will initially purchase a $25 million stake representing a 9.9% ownership interest in Fire and Flower. Couche-Tard will concurrently receive 3 series of common share purchase warrants, which, if exercised in full, would subsequently increase Couche-Tard's ownership interest to 50.1% on a fully diluted basis and provide more than $380 million in growth capital to the company. With the closing of the transaction, the company will uplist to the Toronto Stock Exchange. Fire and Flower Holding Corp climbed 18% to $1.35 on Wednesday. It's up 34 cents on huge news, and it looks like there's more to go. Tobacco giant Imperial Brands to take a 20% stake in Canadian cannabis company Auxly for $123 million. Imperial Brands to invest approximately $123 million by way of a debenture convertible into 19.9% ownership of Auxly at a conversion price of 81 cents per share. They obtained rights to Imperial Brands' industry-leading vaping technology and intellectual property for cannabis use globally. Imperial took its time, did its research, and bottom-fished a company that fits its future plans. It's a relatively small investment with a lot of bang for their buck. Like FAF, Auxly jumps, but not as far as one might think on this very positive news. So again, there is room for continued upside. And back to CannTrust. Emails show CannTrust chairman and CEO were informed in November of unlicensed cannabis growing. That means they were aware their company was committing fraud. The value of CannTrust shares has fallen 47% since July 8th, when the company acknowledged that it had received a non-compliance order from Health Canada, raising concerns that CannTrust could lose its license or be forced to destroy thousands of kilograms of cannabis worth tens of millions of dollars. CannTrust halted all sales on July 11th, pending the outcome of the Health Canada investigation. And of course, CannTrust announces senior leadership changes. The investigation into the company's non-compliance with Health Canada regulations and ancillary matters uncovered new information that has resulted in a determination by the board to terminate with cause CannTrust CEO Peter Aceto. In addition, the board of directors demanded the resignation of the company's chair, Eric Paul, and he complied. Wow. Confidence is restored and the share price jumps 16%. I'm still surprised people are playing this before a Health Canada decision. Caveat emptor. And some final thoughts. We are in the middle of the summer and the volume is non existent. SPY is at all time highs, and investors are off trying to make money elsewhere in more traditional markets rather than mess with the highly volatile cannabis sector. The sector as a whole has been dragged down by a series of scandals and usually meaningless price targets. Average or weaker than expected earnings have not helped. The good news in the sector is being droned out as the sector awaits a bigger catalyst to get it out of the doldrums. A high tide floats all boats, and they had a fabulous end to the week. Do with that as you will. You're all caught up and ready to take on the week. This video was for entertainment purposes only. Please be aware that none of the content in this video constitutes financial advice. Do your own due diligence, and remember, I'm not your mom. Thank you, and try to leave the world a better place.